Hey, 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 my friend, a brand new week, brand new insights for you. This is your Sidereal Astrology Forecast for the week of June 24, 2024. We've got a 24 happening here. This week, we have a whole lot to talk about as we are moving through the end of July, Gemini season, and getting ready to kick off July next week. So, let's dive in to this week's Sidereal Astrology Forecast. My friend, if you are new here, hey, 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 Danny C. Muniz here, spiritual counselor, intuitive astrologer, helping conscious leaders remove the mental, emotional, and spiritual blocks that are stopping them from taking action. My friend, do you have a mission? And I'm here to help you bring that to life. All right, let's dive in. First off, before we do that, I do want to say that if you are catching this on YouTube, there is also a podcast. So if you're like, I just want to hear this, then you can go on over to the Cosmic Mystic Podcast. It's on all the podcast platforms. You'll find a link down in the description. If you are on the Cosmic Mystic Podcast, hey, my friend, you can also watch this on YouTube on Keeping It Real with Sidereal. That is the name of the channel. Come on over, and then you can see all of the beautiful charts that we'll be looking at, as well as all my funny faces. Okay, let's go ahead and officially get started. You'll see here we kick off as we always do. We like to look at where in the world is our sun. You can see our sun is right here. If we bring that in, you can see even closer. And actually, we're at the end of the week here. Let me bring this forward. I was looking at something and forgot to change it back. Okay, here we go. We are now on Monday, June 24th. The sun is at 9 degrees Gemini. So, my friend, yes, we are in Gemini season. I believe our tropical friends have said or are saying that we are in Cancer. We are indeed, and not, as you can see, the sun is still in Gemini, and it's actually only 9 degrees in Gemini. So we've got about 3 weeks left of this energy. You can see we do still have that conjunction here with Venus, and it looks like Mercury has moved away, although Mercury and Venus are still a little bit close. They're about 7 degrees, so we're about on our way out. So this energy is all shifting, my friend, this week. It's all shifting. So a lot of the things that we've been talking about over the past couple of weeks, it is all moving. It is all moving away from us, and we are stepping into new energy. So I will also show you on here that we are also, let me actually just touch on the sun here. You can see we still have that square to Neptune. That is also going to fall off over the next couple of days. So let me show you here. You'll see that falls off the Mercury and Venus, and then you'll see the Neptune fell off right here on the 27th. So on Thursday, the sun will not have any crazy connections. It does show here the square, and these are to the nodes, so the north node and the south node. Now, the nodes are mathematical points. They are not asteroids, they are not planets. They are actually the relationship between the sun and the moon. So those, although they do play a significant role, I generally do not talk about them much as a particular transit that we want to pay attention to, because this does happen every single month. Maybe I'll do a video just about the lunar nodes and transits that we can look at. All right, so moving on, we're going to move on to Mercury, because we've got a lot to talk about with Mercury this week, my friend. And then we're going to talk about the moon, because I do want to get into Mercury, because we've got we got a lot to talk about here. So let's dive into Mercury. So first, right off the bat, you can see that Mercury is currently in Gemini, but we are talking, you can see here on the 27th, which is Thursday, we're at 27 degrees. Friday, we're at 28 degrees. And then when we get to Saturday around noon, we are at 0 degrees, which means we have moved into a new zodiac sign. So remember, Mercury moves pretty fast, and Mercury is changing signs changed signs 3 times this month. So we began in Taurus, we moved into Gemini, and now we're about to move into Cancer here on the 29th at the very edge of June. So let me tell you a little bit about what to expect when Mercury moves into Cancer. So Mercury, remember, is our thinking, it's our communication, right? It's how we process information. It's that short travel energy, and it's kind of quick and fast. Now, it's been in its home over the past 14 days with Gemini. Gemini is actually ruled by Mercury. So that energy, it was like in its prime. So if you've been getting these ideas, if things have like just been coming to you, if you feel in a little scattered and all over the place, this has been why. Now, when Mercury moves into Cancer on the 29th, and it will be in Cancer, let me just say here, till July 18th. So we've got all the way till the mid-July in this energy, our focus is going to shift from quantity of information, right? Because Gemini is that curious student. So it wants to learn all the things, to more quality. It wants quality, meaningful information. So as we make this shift, I want you to pay attention to that, because we're wanting to consume information that is of quality and has more meaning. So Cancer is that super nurturing and supportive emotional energy. So it wants that quality connection, that meaningful information. It does not care about just getting a whole bunch of things. So that might shift, especially for you that are putting content out, social media, emails, workshops. This is something that you want to keep in mind, that we're looking for more experience. We're looking for more meaning. We're looking for more quality, okay, over the next couple of weeks. Right now, though, as we still go into this week, you can still put out that bite-sized content, because that is most easily digestible with Mercury and Gemini. Now, our processing, like, so how we are processing information is going to come to a much deeper level. So we're going to engage in thinking and communicating that is more deep and is also more instinctive or intuitive, like more of an intuitive nature. So you can think like how you're processing information, how you're communicating is going to get more deeper. So that means the conversations you're having with friends, family, clients, they're going to want to be deeper. Now, some of us struggle with more deeper conversations, and I don't necessarily mean with yourself. It could be deeper well, it could definitely be with yourself. Let me just be clear. But it can also be deeper conversations with family. And we're going to move into Cancer middle of July. So we'll have both of these energies again together, and they'll be in Cancer. Oh, and that's just, I'm just saying, my friend, it can get a little crazy. So let's look at our interest tend to be more personal, and really how they're going to impact our relationships. For those of you that work or serve in the area of relationships, or if things are more personal, then this is great. This is a great time for you, because people will be looking for information. People will be seeking more personal, close relationship type information. So if you're a relationship coach, or you talk about communication and relationships, or it's something that is more personal. So it's not like what I need to learn for my friend, or what I need to learn for my daughter, or what I need to learn for my mom. It's like, what do I need to learn for me? That type of content is going to do really, really well. And then if we really make it towards the relationships, bam, bam, we've got a golden nugget there. Now, from a personal level, you're going to be seeking more personal information, more deeper thinking, more deeper communication, wanting more quality time or experiences with people. Now, Cancer does rule our emotions. It is ruled by the moon. So our thoughts are more influenced by our emotions, making being objective a little bit more challenging. It's like we're driven by the emotion. Our thoughts are driven by the emotions. Our communication is driven by the emotion. So that, my friend, can be challenging too, right? If I know for me, like I'm definitely ruled by my emotions. I am a Cancer moon. So my emotions are very prominent and very front and center, which is why I've loved somatic breath work, because it's helped me get much more in tune with my emotions. Actually, any somatic practice, but somatic breath work has been the top thing for me that has really helped me connect with my body, connect with my emotions. Now here at 45 years, it's been the thing that has gotten me to this place. And it's been the past couple of years where I have started to really understand that more. So we're going to take, if you're somebody like me who is fueled by your emotions, this can be hard, because we'll immediately want to react and respond through emotion. And which is great. Let me just say, great. We want to be able to release our emotions. We want to be able to get things out there. The challenge I'm going to bring into your awareness is sometimes leading with our emotions is not necessarily the thing that we want to do. Now, I say that not to say that you need to cut off your emotion, not to say that you shouldn't have emotion. I'd be the first one to tell you that we need to honor and respect those emotions. What I do want to tell you is that we also need to remember that logic does have a role. Logic plays an important role, just like this idea of organizing and planning and scheduling. I'm actually hosting an in-person event this weekend here locally to where I live in Central Texas, where we're going to be doing a lot of more of the masculine energy type activities, right? Like planning and organizing, but we're also going to be doing the feminine activities, which is visioning, dreaming, being in flow, right? We need both. And that is the same with emotions and logic. We need both. We need to be able to understand our emotions, and we also need to be able to understand our logic. It's one of the practices that I learned when I first started learning to become a somatic breathwork facilitator, was a daily practice, a daily awareness practice that comes from the bottom up. We normally go from the top down, but this one goes from the bottom up, meaning we check in with our body, we check in with our emotion, and then we check in with our mental, right, our mind. And so this is that reminder for you right now, my friend, that we need both. We need the emotional aspect to come up, and we also need to bring in the logical aspect as well. There was a family, let me just say, incident over this weekend that I was like, ooh, there's a whole lot of emotion running the game. Where's the logic, my friends? Where's the logic? Because it was out the door. Let me just say, emotions were high. So that is Mercury in Cancer. It's a really, really beautiful time, my friend. I'm excited for when Mercury moves into Cancer. And I also know the challenges that come with that. So let's talk about a couple of other things that are coming up this week that I want to let you know about. So we do have one that we talked about last week, which was, let me come over here, which was Mercury and Mars. So Mercury and Mars, that ends on the 25th. So that'll end on Tuesday. We'll see this aspect here go away. But what we're going to see, and I want to point out to you, that came in on Sunday, and I briefly mentioned it last week, was this sextile over here. I'm sorry, no, this trine over here. I can't see my screen. My screen's a little dark. I can't see it. There it is. Okay. We have a trine over here to Saturn. So we've got Mercury, Saturn making this trine. So let's talk a little bit about, because that is going to be here through this week. So things, whenever Saturn's involved, things get a little bit more serious, and they get a little bit more like there's a little bit more responsibility energy that comes behind them. Now, when we have Mercury and Saturn in this particular aspect, which is a trine, which is they work really beautifully together. There's more of a serious frame of mind, like where our thoughts are more serious. We've got really good concentration, really good energy for getting things done. So things like studying, making decisions, having serious discussions, business negotiations, these are all really good things that can happen and are encouraged during this time frame. You may even be able to come across more as somebody with more authority and really gain respect, depending on how this is showing up in your chart. But you can really influence people in a very positive way, and for like more as like a mentor, more as like somebody who is an authority or an expert in a particular area. So this is probably one of my favorite transits that happens throughout the months, and this is that week where we get that. So if you need to get things done this week, like I do, then you're gonna love, love, love this energy. All right, let's talk about. We have another one coming in at the end, towards the end of the week. So first off, let me show you this one. This one's on the 26th, and this is Mercury. There it is. On 27th, I'm sorry. Mercury sextile Uranus. So Mercury, we know Mercury. Let's talk about Uranus. Uranus is that rebellion planet. It's that shifting things up, changing things, unexpected change, whirlwinds we tend to see with Uranus. So when these two are together, and again, a sextile is it's like the BFF, right? They work really great together. This is exciting information, stimulating information or conversations. This is where we want to take a new pathway on somewhere we're going. Like we've always gone the same way. We want to go somewhere new. And I can feel this already starting, because we are leaving at the end of this week for a trip to Virginia for the 4th of July. We'll be in Virginia for that week, meeting up with family. And I'm like, do we go this way? Do we go that way? Like I've always gone this way and I want to go this way. And so it's like, staying overnight in a new city on our way out there. It's about 22 hours from where we live to Virginia. We're going to Williamsburg. So we're going to be in that colonial Williamsburg area. And so that drive, right, that 22 hours, we're not going to be able to do that in a day. So we're going to have to stop somewhere. And so I'm really excited about exploring a new town or exploring a new area. So no matter which direction we go, we're going to hit a new town that we have not been in, but super excited, right? To be around new things. It's also that time of like new people, new things. It's very social, I would say. Our senses are very heightened. And there's a lot of like differing points of view, but like more future oriented type thinking, which is really cool with Uranus. So if you're stuck in like, oh, how can I do this differently? Or how can I think about the future? This is going to be some really good energy coming in here for you at the end of the week. Now, there's two other ones I want to talk about here, which we have on the 29th here. We'll see this Pluto energy coming in, and we'll also see this Neptune energy coming in. So with the 29th here, we've got this trine to Neptune, and then we've got this Pluto energy over here. Okay, so let's talk about the Pluto, because the Pluto comes in here on the 30th, and it's going to be pretty much through that next following week. So I'll touch on it a little bit on next week's forecast, but I just want to give you an idea of this is coming here at the end of the week, because Pluto tends to be a little bit more aggressive energy and more competitive or combative. And especially with Mercury and Pluto in this opposition, which can be a little bit more intense, there's a battling of ideas coming through. So it's internal conflicts or competitive discussions, debates, conversations. This can be coming in. So I want to bring that out because I already know there's a lot of that out there right now with it being an election year and all the things that are happening in our world. So this might come out even more strongly over this next coming week. So I want to give you that as a little like, here we go, plant that for future reference. All right, and let's talk about this Neptune energy here. This is also coming through for the end of the week, but this is really creative, imaginative, sensitive type energy. And so, dreaming up fantasies, playing with different ideas, or coming up with new ways of thinking. Pair this with that Uranus, this prime area here through the 29th through the 2nd of July. My friend, pay attention to the downloads that you're receiving. Pay attention to what you're sensing and what you're feeling, your intuitive nature, because it's going to be activated, so to speak, and you might be able to see things in a new way. So what I'm going to recommend, if there's something that you're challenged with, that you're like, I can't figure out how to do this, right? I'm looking for what the next step for this might be, or, what is possible here. Use this energy to be able to allow yourself to come up with those things. So like you set that as your intention and then allow those downloads, right? Be open to receiving them. Take some time for journaling, take some time for meditation, take some time to go for a walk with no headphones and just be, all right? Or take time for just create space, right? So that you can receive. Okay, that is it on Mercury. So let's talk about where our moon is going to be this week. And then there's one other major thing I want to talk about. I don't think, let me see if Venus didn't really have anything. So there's one other major, I just lost my notes. Wow. Two that I want to talk about. I'm wrong. There's two that I want to talk about. Okay, the first one I want to talk about is Mars, and then we'll talk about a planet that is going retrograde. So stay tuned because you want to hear about this planet that is going retrograde. Okay, so let's talk about following our moon. Excuse me. Our moon is going to be beginning this week. If we go back to the beginning of our week on the 24th here, there we go. Our moon is in Capricorn. Okay, so we kick off this week with our moon in Capricorn, and it's actually today, Monday, all the way through Tuesday afternoon will be in Capricorn energy. It actually started on Sunday, and so you might have felt this energy kick in. As I said, anytime we're talking about Saturn, and Saturn rules Capricorn, there's this energy of adulting, which I hate using that word, but it really sums it up. That responsibility, that maturity, that getting things done type energy, that is that's what's here. That's where our moon is. So that's what's emotionally driving us. I know for me, like I felt it this morning. I wasn't even thinking about it. When I sat down to look at this, I was like, oh, that's why. There's things that I've been putting off doing that I did this morning. It was like, oh, let me just do this now. And there we go. Wednesday through Thursday, so let's advance here. Wednesday through Thursday, we're going to see this energy move into Aquarius. Now, Aquarius is an air sign. Gemini is an air sign. So these 2 days here, Wednesday and Thursday, lots of mental energy. Lots of mental energy. Okay, so we're talking, and this is when, let me look and make sure. Okay, good. We're not there yet. I was like, wait, is this when Mercury and Uranus connect? But no, they don't. So this is lots of ideas. This is good for researching, quick task errands. This isn't the energy to sit down and write out this long thing or plan out this long thing. It's about the quick research. Let me just do this really quick. Let me just finish this thing up. It's not about getting into the details at all. None of that, my friend. But if you want that inventive or maybe like forward thinking energy, this is a good time for that. Now, Friday and Saturday, the moon will be in Pisces, which I love because this is that water energy. This is that emotional energy. This is that dreamy energy. So, this is when we start to take care of ourselves. Not that we shouldn't be taking care of ourselves every day, which we absolutely should be doing. As a matter of fact, in cosmic alignment, which kicked off last week. And if you're watching this on the 24th, today is the last day to join our 60 days. We have a question on our reflection sheets for the evening that says, plan out one form of self-care for tomorrow, which I love this question because it makes me think about what is it that I'm going to do tomorrow for self-care for myself, because self-care is a daily thing, not a once in a while thing, not a weekly thing, not a monthly thing. It's a daily thing. So Pisces, though, whenever our moon moves into a water sign, it is the best time to take care of self, to slow down, to create some space, to get some rest. So I'm going to encourage you here when the moon is in Pisces on Friday and Saturday to really slow down and take time to vision, to think, to slow down, to whatever it is that you like to do for self-care, because self-care is different for all of us, but just to get some time to fill your own cup. And then on Sunday, our moon moves into Aries. Aries is that action-oriented energy, that fire energy about moving things forward. So we'll have a nice relaxation Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday, you'll probably want to kick it into gear and get things going. Now, the last two things I want to talk about for this week's Sidereal Astrology Forecast is Mars and Saturn. So we come over here. And we come over here to Mars, we can see that we have this sextile here with Saturn. Now, I told you before, whenever we're talking about Saturn, we are talking about getting things done, responsibility, right? So with Mars, though, this is more of like focusing as far as like your work ethic, your attention to detail, challenging tasks, like things that are like more of like, I need that extra endurance, I need that determination, I need that motivation, I need like a methodical plan. This is the energy for that. Now, this is more of like a physical type labor or a manual type labor. So if you need to, organize your closet, organize your office, clean out something, this is also a really good energy for that. And so this transit is actually going to be taking place all the way through the 13th of July. So we've got a couple of weeks of this really motivated energy. So if you're somebody who's like, oh, I really want to start doing this thing and you need that extra determination, this couple of weeks is going to be really good for that. And then the final thing I want to share with you is our planet that is going retrograde. Now, this planet goes retrograde every year. And it is like a 5-month retrograde period. So, who am I talking about? I am talking about our beautiful planet of Saturn. So, Saturn does go retrograde on the 29th. Let me show you here. There we go. Now, on this chart, it's showing it's actually earlier a day on the 29th. I have it down at 12 p.m. I can go back and show you, but the really beautiful thing, actually, it's not letting me do that. That's weird. The really beautiful thing about Saturn, when Saturn goes retrograde. Now, first off, when any planet goes retrograde, my friend, it is an opportunity for us to reflect. It is an opportunity for us to go inside and figure out what's been going on. When we're looking at Saturn, we are looking at reassessing or reviewing our past efforts, our past priorities. And it's helping us really look at what were our goals for the year, because Saturn very much rules that energy of planning and goal setting. Okay. It's that very masculine energy. And so when we have this energy go retrograde, it's like, let's review and let's see where we are. And do we need to reevaluate? Do we need to change our goals? Do we need to readjust what we've been doing? our actions, right? This is the time to do it, which if you think about this, doesn't this logically make sense? Like, seriously, think about this. It would logically make sense. We are at the halfway point. We are at the middle of the year. We've had the first 6 months and we're about to move into the next 6 months, right as Saturn goes retrograde. As this is the opportunity for us to be like, okay, what are we going to do in the next 6 months? That's what Saturn in retrograde, and it's retrograde in Aquarius. So this is an ideal time to reflect, to look at how far you've come inside cosmic alignment. One of the very first things we started it last week, we're still working on it this week, but we started it last week, is to look at the 8 categories of life, to look at that wheel of life and do an evaluation. Where are we? Where are we in the different areas of our life? I'd invite you to do that over this first, especially this first part of the retrograde for Saturn. Like, where are we in the different areas of our lives? This is also a good time to help you face and accept challenges, allowing you to turn these into opportunities for growth. Because our challenges, my friend, it's just awareness. It's awareness that something needs to change. It's awareness that our beliefs need to expand, our actions need to shift. That's all this is. This is also a really good time to strengthen any relationships that you have, any with maybe loved ones, or deeper connections with friends. Just really deepening that and evaluating our circles. We're in Aquarius, right? So evaluating the circles that we're in, the communities that we're in, the things that we are fighting for, evaluate those, see where we're at. And this is also a really good time to do some review or internal look about your passions, your plans, and actually the things that are going to get you towards your long-term goals, not just the goals here for this year and for the next 6 months, but even further. So 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, great time to take a look at that. All right, my friend, this has been your Sidereal Astrology Forecast for the week of June 24th through the 30th. We'll be back next week with our kickoff of July overview and our forecast for next week. My friend, have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. Remember to take a deep breath with me. Let it go. And find peace.